They are here. Who are they? What do they want? This and more on today's program. Welcome.
What? It's like landing. Honey. That's like a UFO.
Somebody's flying over our airspace. I'm sure you've heard of this by now. It looks like drones. They have blinky lights, red, green, whatever. Some of them have sound. Some of them don't. Some of them don't have blinky lights. Some of them are doing maneuvers that are seemingly impossible. Some of them look like glowing orbs. Something is flying around our country, and not just our country, other countries as well. And there's a lot of these things, and nobody knows what they are. What are the current theories? Theory number one is that it's China. Recently, a man blew himself up, supposedly, in a Cybertruck in Las Vegas. I'm sure some of you have heard of this. And reportedly, he left a note behind that said that it was the Chinese, and he was trying to bring attention to the issue. There are other people who are saying that it's the U.S. government, secretive kind of stuff, secret programs and things like that.
Military training.
Could be.
Yeah, I think it's the deep state technology.
You think it's the government
They're
too?
They're not fessing up to it.
You know what I think it is? Because it is New York after all.
What?
I think it's an elaborate advertisement campaign from a Pizza Hut.
And yet other people are saying that it's the aliens. Personally, I want it to be the aliens. Why? Why would I want it to be the aliens? Well, obviously, only if they are good. Otherwise, stay away. But I want it to be the aliens because that's the most exciting option. And hopefully they'll help us. Hopefully they'll solve war and cancer and things like that. If they're the good kind of aliens. Invite us into the Galactic Federation and give us resources and all kinds of powerful tools. Best case scenario, that's what I want. However, when it comes to these particular things, I have my suspicions. I don't really think it's the aliens this time around. I think it's the government messing with us. There are several speeches that Ronald Reagan made, 3 to be exact, talking about what if there was a common threat that all of us had to face from outer space, aliens. What if we had to face a threat of aliens? Wouldn't we all come together?
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Dear God, I have the flu, type A. That's the common threat that I'm facing right now. So Ronald Reagan, kept saying this thing of hey, what if we all have to face the common enemy being aliens? Wouldn't we all come together and fight? And actually, I think that's really what's happening, is that I think that the government is dishing out more fear so that we would go to them for protection. It's kind of like the mafia. Hey, wouldn't it be a shame if you were to break your knees accidentally on the way home if you stop paying for your protection? This is how I view the Department of Defense. I think they're gaslighting us all the time, ever since they started back in the 40s or whenever. I think World War II is where things went sour. They got a lot of power. Ooh, rhyming. And, I think ever since then, they've been, coming up with one threat or another. Right now, the threat is China and the aliens. Okay, these are the 2 things that people are afraid of the most. China and the aliens. God forbid. These are the 2 entities that have the most amount of power, that have, high-end technology where the imagination runs wild. Who knows what the Chinese have? They don't have any ethics. They've been experimenting with all kinds of stuff. We have no idea, that sort of thing. And you let people's imagination take over. And as the person who's trying to scare everybody, You don't even have to say anything. You just make them believe that your enemy is like infinitely powerful, and then all of a sudden now you're scared and you need protection. So this is my theory about what's going on. I wouldn't be afraid of anything. I would not be afraid of this kind of stuff. I would not trust it. I would go about my merry day just like every other day. I'm getting tired of this shit. Maybe I should make a video about this flu. Alright. I have this horrible flu. It's been going on for over a week. I don't have a fever anymore, but the coughing is insane. And my lungs are hurting, and it's just like nothing I've ever experienced before. Oh, God. I'm trying to make a video about the aliens. Oh, maybe this is another conspiracy thing that I need to talk about. You know, I was playing in the fog. Have you guys heard about this?
Happy New Year's, y'all. It's foggy and sunny today at the same time, which is beautiful. Look at this.
Have you heard about this? That the fog carries diseases? Anything to scare people. Now you can't play in the fog. Essentially, this is my little radar. I have a little radar boop, 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 on my head. Whenever I see that somebody is out there trying to scare you about something, that's where my red light goes off. And it says BS, BS, BS. You know? Whenever anybody's trying to scare me about something, I do not believe it. Okay? If it's true, I'll deal with it when it comes. Otherwise, what's the point? You just want me to be scared. Why do you want me to be scared? You know, for two reasons. You either are the government and you want to control me, or you're a person and you're scared yourself, and misery loves company. So either one, I reject it. No fear for this guy. Screw that. I mean, I already am afraid of, like, nighttime in the wilderness, you know, all the animals and stuff. That's enough fear. We don't need any more than that. We already have built-in animal fear into our in our DNA. I don't need to be afraid of the fog or the new flu or the aliens or the Chinese or whatever other nonsense comes along. You know, climate change. Now the fires are burning everybody down. Ah! It's too much. It's too much. Am I a fool for laughing in the face of these things? Maybe, but probably not. So, I would say, whether it's the Chinese or the aliens or the Russians or none of the above, maybe it's interdimensional beings that came from another plane of existence. The way I see it, if it really is those things and we can't stop it, you have nothing to worry about because you can't do anything about it anyway. And if they can stop it, then they will stop it. Or they won't. Either way, there's nothing to worry about. There's never anything to worry about, guys. If you walk away with any message today, and that is, please do not be afraid of anything that anybody tells you. Okay? Whether it's true or not. Either way, there's no need for fear. There's no need to give your money to anybody. Okay? You know, like when people tell you, hey, I can protect you, but you have to give me your money, tell them to screw off. Take your chances. Okay? Take your chances with the aliens. Take your chances with the Chinese. Take your chances with the Russians. Take your chances with Mother Nature. You don't need anybody's protection. This is what I'm preaching. But take a look at some of these videos. I mean, gee golly whiz. This is some impressive stuff.